what you said about this really, this will take a whole day. If we go through them one by one, it will take us a long time. And at my age, it is not easy.
No.
To see my movement as I come, it is an obligation, official duty.
Yes.
So I must perform it. So that's why I'm here. At the age of 103 plus, by January, grace of God, I will be 104 years. So I say, God is very gracious.
Very.
Very, very gracious to me. Well, for the book, we said, I've written a book about Olomu, but not much about it. It will give you some insight to the life and the people of Olomu Kingdom. Olomu Kingdom that you hear is one of the oldest kingdoms in the whole nation, and one of the largest as well. Our communities, and rather, we have a common boundary with Ogun, Ugeli, Afruto, Jeremy Kingdom, Arabic Kingdom, and May Kingdom Kebolo. So it is this our neighbors. We have minimum of 15 important communities. I will show you how large it is. Apart from fishing camps and farm camps, we have about 15, namely Ukoni, Olomu, where we are now. We have Ubori, Olomu, where the chief come from. Upagwere, Olomu, Ukpe, Olomu, Agbon, Olomu, Apere, Olomu, Uviri, Olomu, Aloba, Olomu, Olokopo, Olomu, Molo, Olomu, Opare, Olomu, where the President General, Tiger, come from. Then we have Oguname, one you pass through here. It's Oguname, Olomu. We have another one, Boribala, close to Oguname there, Olomu. And Owo, Olomu, the hometown of late General Ejo, and the maternal home of Chief Michael Ipo. So it is. And finally we have Abazo, Olomu. So these are the communities we have in Olomu. Coming to the migration and so on. The history of Olomu migration is fairly complex. There are two versions. We have two versions. The first version by one Johnson, the white men of those days, people, the colonial masters, they wrote this history. And some of the people who told them the history might not know so much about it. However, they give us a clue to what has happened in the past. That of Johnson version says that the Olomu Kingdom was founded in the first place by a man called Alaka from Igbo land. They call it Igbo. So they settled in a place called Owodo or Oto Olomu, between the Urobo and Apere Olomu. So they stayed there. While they were there, a young man from Ijoland, that's Ugobri, visited Alaka. Ogoro, the man Ogoro, came with his brother Ibile from Ukome. Ibile settled at Kiagoro, but Ogoro went beyond and met Alaka, where both of them lived together. But because Alaka had 3 children, Alaka had 3 children, 2 males and 1 female. The males are Uguye and Enyame. And then the lady there, the baby, was the female. So this woman, this lady was given to Ogoro, the married. They stayed there. They lived in that place. While they were there at Owodo, one Igbo there, and a Benin prince joined them. But before then, there were crises, various crises between the people of Olomu there and the Igbo people. The Igbo people looting and causing all sorts of disagreements. So on that light, the people decided to move again to another side, which is the Kyoto, the headquarters. They call it the Kyoto or Olomu or Otorere Olomu. That was the version by Johnson. Another one is the version by Herbert. One Herbert, in his own story, said that Olomu was founded by Mose, a Benin prince, who had a rulership crisis in Benin, but because they could not get the kingship as the Oba of Benin, he decided to leave Benin and came to this area. Was coming in those days according to history. They were coming on a canoe. They came to a place near Uviri, Olomu. This Uviri, Olomu. A stream. We don't know. Today the stream is not there. But they said they were coming on a canoe. The canoe capsized and the wife died. The wife of the person died. In order to they made a bronze cast of the face of the woman, which is today still available. They keep it in the Buddha shrine. So they said this Buddha was the founder, according to Harvard, that these people came and joined him. However, it was, when he came, he had a cordial relationship with Johnson's report, with Voro and Alaka. Then he reproduced this chieftaincy, Olomu title. He introduced this Olomu title in Olomu. And Olomu is the first people to have this title, the whole of Igbo nation. They have a man dance, a man dance, I think you hear of it, a man. The royal dance is a dance for chiefs. Not, it has been bastardized today, and they dance it everywhere. It is never so. And girls and women are dancing. It was not so in those days. It was grown-up men, fairly aged people that danced it. If any woman joined them at all, to be a woman of advanced age, no longer have affairs with men. That's the woman that used to dance with them, with their breasts open, dancing like that. But today they have bastardized it. The girls are just doing anything, calling it Emma. It's not proper. That's how it is. So this man and the chieftaincy title, which started in Olomu, in those days, has now spread to the whole of the Urhobo nation. And even to other, you see, the Igbo people wearing this thing and that. In those days, they were not wearing this, so because of change. However, when I'm talking about their origin, migration, this man's saying that Boza is the founder, which is not as authentic as Johnson's, but we begin to accept both of them as our own history of origin. When it goes there today, you might hear of it goes there, it goes there, it goes there. Have you ever heard of that?
No, the first time.
It goes there. We have it goes there festival. It goes there festival. Later, according to history, news came from Benin that the position of Upper Sheikh was then free for the brother to occupy, and they should go back to Benin. It was when he was going, he produced these things and then told the Olomu people to always to immortalize his name. Immortalize his name. That is why they celebrate, because in those days, every 20 years, reduced to 10 years, now reduced to 5 years. After the departure of Boza and a man called Olomu was there, then the spread of the people, the spread came. The people, after they go there, then they came this Alaka. Alaka, when he was to die, he left, he gave the rulership of the area to a man called Olomu. He was not his son. So this brought about confusion and disagreement with the community. So those people who were opposed to rulership of Olomu decided to leave the community. That is why we have people of Olomu at Olomoro. I think we know Olomoro. Yes, Olomoro is a community of Olomu. Ogologo, and people when they are Ogologo, they call it Ogologo today. It was not what was the former name? Yeah, Mr. Command. Then we have Okere Urobo.
Yes.
We have Okere.
Yes.
Some people want it's a Olomu community. So some people want to Okpe. We call it Okpe. People want the settlement. So this is a little I can tell you about the origin. From Isho, from Igbo, from Benin, together. I have a little of it. This book I wrote now, the 19th birthday celebration. We get something about it here. Have I signed it? We have Okoro there at the head. Initially, before the advent of colonial masters, they had this Okoro there but we were not calling it Okoro. We were calling it Olomu. Olomu. And the two families then were Ukurie and Okoro. They had Okoro there at the head. Next to him is Otota, the Prime Minister. So these two titles rotated around the two families of those days. The colonial, pre-colonial era, we had about 8 heads who came from the two families, one after the other. But when the white man came, the colonial masters, there was struggle of who would be the head of the kingdom between two people. One man of Eje by name is Olomu. The other man is Ikogo of Olomu. Of Eje, of Eje from Olomu, Ikogo from where? Ikogo then was the chief ancestral priest of Iboze. Ikogo then was the chief ancestral priest of Iboze. So he wanted to be the head of Olomu kingdom. But he said, no, we go to serve our people. Now this government side, and they want to be there. So there was a serious struggle between the two. The kingdom was divided, some following Ovege, some following Ikogo. At the end, a commission of inquiry was set up. The result of the commission of inquiry was that they changed the name from Olomu to Okorode of Olomu. Okorode, that's a big man who has money, man who has influence, so people will listen to. So they introduced that name. Then the judgment was then of it should be the Okorode. Iboze should go and serve, Ikogo should go and serve the ancestral father. So this is how about the rulership. And then after this division, Obeje was the head of judiciary and everything connected. I'm sorry the photograph is not here. So that is that. Now coming to that, I think I'm just putting these things together. Today, the successors of rulership, you will find them in that book. The communities, you will find that book. Some leadership and so forth. In the present and the 12th Okorode, post-colonial, post-colonial Okorode. The post-colonial, the first was Ofeke, from Ukurie ruling family. Second was Okorodudu from Mogoro family. The next was Konse Mosheshe from Budia. Then they said the other one was Okovorole. New Year. Then I succeeded, just or more. Today, I'm the one I succeeded him. So it is about the rulership. Now we have a council of traditional council made up of all the and the chiefs of the community, as administration of the place. You know what that could be? Administering, this was a member of the council too. So it is. We have a council of a total spokesmen in the community. I have a council of men, chiefs, Obrangwa, that's not really young men, that's small people. Obrangwa, I call them Obrangwa. That's the people there. They take charge of the group. We have met a group of Elboya, married women to the community. They have their own group. We have a mete, daughters of the place. We have another congress of small people. And then finally we have also union. We have Olomu union, of which I was the President General, founder and President General in 1954. As the President General, remained there until I was made the board on March 5th, 1988. I never said I would be there as a chief-tight officer, but each time I want to leave, the community will say no, you should not leave. And that's how it is. Now that union called Olomu union, we were able to establish certain things in the community. We built, before our time, there was no secondary school in the community. But in our time, we were able to build four secondary schools, which were commissioned on the same day under Midwest by the Deputy Governor of Midwest State, this Tenants Body at that time. The schools were Olomu Secondary School, Tori Olomu, Opari Grammar School, Owo Secondary School, and then Ovili Olomu Secondary School. Main roads and postal agency in our time. Okay. Having said that, we have a council, general council. This general council, which we hold here, the leadership of every other organization are represented. Men, women, youth, and union. We deliberate on general progress of the place. We also have an arbitration council, which looks into matters between individuals, and communities, and inter-communities. Okay. Olomu Kingdom, land tenure is peculiar. Lands are owned by families, not individuals. When families have the land, they share it when they want to farm among the members of the family. From time to time, some are shared to remain perpetual, but others they share it from time to time, so that the people who grow up to be adults will have the opportunity of having their own share. The whole day of Olomu cannot just come out and seize somebody's land. Say, I take this land. You cannot do it. If we want to get land, even to use for the community purpose, we have to approach the family. We approach the family and tell them the importance of the project we want to cite on it, and then we get it. So our land tenure is family-owned. People who belong to his family have power over the land. That's our land tenure. So, okay. Today, we have challenges. You know, every organization has challenges and things that are beneficial to them. With the white man coming in, with the church coming in, things have changed from their original position. For instance, in the past, the word of the whole day is the final. But with the coming of politics, coming of Christianity, it's never so. No. So that's a very big challenge. So that small young man or people of consequential positions can take the rulership to court. In those days, we dare not do it. That is one of the challenges we have today. Another challenges we have is unity. This unity is brought about by politics as well. Political parties hardly agree so fully with their fellow politicians. They fight for their individual party and even go to court and then make working together in the community difficult. So we have some other challenges, like today government has infrastructures over the state or the federal area. Today, they're as big as Olomu is. We have no single hospital. No hospital. So people have to travel all the way to Willie before they get medical help. That's a very big challenge for us. Also, can I call this a challenge too? We don't have a federal presence. Even we have state presence in terms of education. No. Some of the challenges we have. So many people, I don't know.
Or totally hospital, no?
Yeah.
Even university, higher institute.
That the government
Don't
infrastructure, we don't have. Our children have to travel to areas before they get that. No infrastructure, this and that. That's us. These are challenges. I think as time goes on, if I have more, I will tell you. This Fulani herdsmen, menace, Fulani menace, is a serious challenge to us here. We have been having a serious disagreement with them. The cattle destroy our crops. The people harass women and granddaughters. They even fight people and cut people. After doing this, they go to the area commander because no. It's a serious challenge. They refuse to leave our land. And nobody cares about it. This is no single industry
Yes.
as big as this place is. We have land, but no single industry, both individual, government, and so forth. We don't have. It's a challenge. We preach to our sons and daughters to do something, but no, we apply to the government. For instance, there's no place of attraction. People visit. I think 2018, personally I have traveled very wide, traveled far and wide, and similar things. I applied to the government and want to have a museum in our place here. I donated my old palace. It's in the town here. I donated it. They did not reply. Until this year, I think about 2 or 3 months ago, when the representative of the culture and something came here, I brought up the matter to say that I should really apply. Have applied, but no reply yet. You see, no place of attraction in the whole community. It's drab like that. It's a big challenge. So another we have particularly very expensive land area in a place called Ofiri, Olomu. Very, very expensive area. Other communities have moderate land where we can site any industry. Some industry doesn't need much land, but the land we have here, right from Oteri down to Jeremy area here, can accommodate any industry. We have water too. We have a river at Opare, down to Owo, Zunz and Molo, Olopoko. There's a river leading to the Niger River there. So we have land, about water and land there that can accommodate any industry. Well, we have oil at Turugu, Opare, Olomu, Molo, Olomu, then Oshoka there. Well, oil and gas producing a community, but nothing is done for us.
Nothing from the separate.
No, nothing is done for us. We have oil and gas. Oil and gas. Nothing. Peace and security. Peace and security. Supreme in my kingdom. The Olomu kingdom is the most peaceful kingdom in that state. The government is aware. Our youths are at my beck and call. They don't, youth resilience it's an alien to us here. Because if they want to do anything, they consult. And whatever we tell them to do, we do that. We have a vigilante group for the general community. In general community, we have a vigilante group for the whole of Olomu, And each of the communities also have their own vigilante group in addition to the central vigilante. Olomu is very, very peaceful. If you ask people in the state, they will tell you that violence is an alien. No inter-community clashes, no inter-kingdoms clashes. We live peacefully with our neighbors as well. So it's this. Like I told you earlier, in those days, we used to celebrate this Igboze festival. But today, when we celebrated in those days, Olomu people will come. Olomu people will come. Ukere, wherever our people migrated to, they will come. But with the civilization and coming of Christianity, today I'm a Christian king. The man sitting there is a bishop. Even the man here is a bishop by my left in his own church. You see? So that the Igboze festival is fairly fading out. And in the past too, individual community had annual festival which they celebrate. Because individual community had their own festival when it is time, other troops go there in towns to enjoy. They have Uje, they have a masquerade, they have a Gogorian, they have a Ikolo, and the rest of them which they celebrate. However, we are trying to establish a festival that will embrace all the people together, which I have given the name of Olomu. Olomu, when I was President General, from 1954 to 1974, the first development fund we had was 1974. After working for 20 years, the whole of Olomu people came together to donate money to develop the area. And that was when the 4 secondary schools emerged. So we call it Olomu that time. So we are going to have a Olomu festival. We have already started how we can make it a reality. So it will embrace all the Olomu people. So it is. Then as for religion, initially most of our people were predominantly African religion participants. But with the coming of Christianity, what would I say? Olomu is a Christian community. Olomu today is a Christian community. I have over 160 churches in the community. And today all this juju masquerade dance yearly is fading out. We have all the denominations, even in this my community. This my community will have over 10 different denominations. It's not a big community. We have over 10 denominations. I can say Olomu is a Christian community by religion. All the Catholic, Anglican, Methodist,
Protestants and
Pentecostal, all of them are here. So religiously, we are a Christian community. I remember I told you we have a council of traditional council. We also have arbitration council. Traditional council generally binds the whole of Olomu people. If there is a matter between two communities, we settle it here. The communities come. Even as much as if somebody by accident killed his neighbor, we settle it as well, without going to the government. That is one. And then every community has weekly or 14 days, every 14 days to meet a PACO, the elders community. They meet to settle matters in their community. It is those matters that above them they refer to the palace. And for the different segments of the people, women, there are certain matters, if they happen between one woman and the other, they first go to their fold, report it there. And so likewise the youth. When all these avenues have failed, it is then they go to the court or go to the police. Most of the communities have a rule that nobody should bring a policeman to the community to arrest somebody without first approaching the leadership of the community. This is the law in all the communities. But if two people have matter, you have to report to the leadership. But if you don't report and bring a policeman, a liable is a fine to be paid. So this help to make us very peaceful.
Okay.
And stealing is under taboos in our area. Stealing. We don't allow it. In those days, when stealing was not rampant, if we caught somebody stealing, we got a rope, tie it on his waist, dragging it, people will be beating him, flogging him. Then we go to the bush, bring this ant, biting ants, put on his head. Then bring some other wood, very painful to hurt him physically. Stealing is taboo in our community. For instance, in Ogoni here, that's my place. We have a bylaw. Anybody who steals and is caught, before he will appear before the community court with 2 bottles of hot. We hold one here, hold this, and go to appear before the court. And if he's found guilty, he's fined 100,000 naira. Before he will go to settle with the man whose property is stolen. Should he fail, he's taken to the police for trial there. So the whole of our Olomu stealing is a taboo. We don't tolerate it. And I think we are fairly all right with the community. Stealing is not much done. Okay. The other is adultery. From time immemorial, people don't allow it. In Olomu, adultery is not only having affair with another man's wife. You dare not hold a woman hand here in a community. You dare not hold a woman's hand like this. Not to shake hand. Don't shake hand with a woman. Then if you are circumcised, only circumcised, a woman is sitting. You don't cross her leg. If one crosses it, he has committed adultery. So adultery is highly forbidden. And they charge heavily the adulterer. Not only the man, but the woman as well. Both of them pay. Because they allow it, adultery. Abduction is the worst. It's if we find a boy, a young man abducting somebody's daughter, the first thing when he's caught is beaten. He'll be severely beaten. Then the parents as well will be involved. And whatever the parents of the female demands is what they pay. But it's not common because of the severity of punishment meted for people who practice such a thing. Defamation and false argument, yes. We have a saying, na obore ho oshi aye ho baro. That is, if you say somebody steal something, they would be charged for it to pay something. Then if somebody says, talks lie against his fellow man, as soon we charge somebody who guilty of stealing, so we charge him too. So defamation of character is a serious thing. They take it to the community council. If it's not well treated, those who are pagans, they call them out to juju, to swear for that has spoiled his name, I'm not this and that. So these are the things, defamation. We have very much against defamation, and people are scared and are careful before they say something about somebody. So it's,
embrace Christianity. That is what I can know, because the first church was built at Okbari. That was 1911 or 12, as record has taken it. Here in Olomu community.
The building is still there. The building is still
It's still very much there. That is Anglican Church of Bari. Before it extended to other communities in Olomu Kingdom. For you to know, our king is a Christian to call back early century of 19th century. So we embraced Christianity about 1911.
You know, with us traditionally, we have somebody appointed called Iko. Iko, that is messenger. Messenger. If we have in the past, even up till now, we have something important embracing that wants some people to come to the palace or to go to somewhere. We may send an Iko, somebody appointed to go around and give information from the palace to the person concerned. That is one traditional way of doing it. Today, with the emergence of telephone, we send texts to people, please, so and so. Like the chief is here, as my secretary to send him a text message. So these are the major things, ways of doing it. Then if the villages, this same Iko we have town criers. Some town criers in the villages. Some of them do it verbally. Some of them have a beagle or horn which they blow. So the community, when such a beagle is it beagle or?
Beagle.
Beagle is blown, they know something is happening.
Emergency.
For instance, in this our community here, if something extraordinary happens, the man who blows the beagle is consulted, and once he blows the beagle, people know that something strange, they will assemble in a particular place. That's all this information. Unique.
Yes.
Okay. We have several dishes.
Fine.
We have Zipoto, Opariku, the type of food we have. Zipoto, Opariku, Amiri,
Webley.
Mecha, Ukodo,
Fine.
we have Ukodo, Ogofa,
Webley.
Olere. Olere.
Mr. Miede, no,
Hey.
you see, I have,
Is it better? Okay.
then the Ubweli. Ubweli is oil soup. Is the highest. When we have occasions, marriages, you must cook this Ubweli. With oil and good fish. Very good fish, not the fish. Ubweli. Of it. If we have very important visitors, we cook Ubweli. If we circumcise a woman, we cook Ubweli. But today, they call this human mutilation, it's no more. We are not doing it again.
Yes.
We cook all these things. So Ubweli, oil soup, is the most important food item, and it's not cooked every day. So it's one of my challenges. I tried to, but two things. One, at the time of those colonial masters, there were no photographs. For instance, my father is there, photograph of my father is there, which we took 1936. There was no photographer here. I trekked to Wally to invite a photographer to come to my community here to take the photograph. And even those days, they believed that if they take you a photograph, the person will die soon. Because they were using red cloth. Put it on, cover their head. They cover their head, you don't see the man, then they snatch the person. So that of my father, and one of my father's children, my father had 24 children. I'm the last but one.
The last one.
So he sent me to Wally to invite a photographer. You will see the photograph when you come on there of my father. He died 1942. It's family years. So we don't keep those photographs. Those photographs were supposed to have today. That of the first colonial authority of VJ. VJ has photographs, but his people refuse to give it to me.
It's with me, sir.
I think I have something
It's with
similar.
me.
You say
I
you
have
had
it,
it.
sir.
I know you will.
The only one I have is that of Okorodudu. Okorodudu is there. Moshe, his own people, they don't find it. Overall, it's empty. So those we have there now, myself and Okoroduru. And that's the picture there, close my father, who lived over 100 years before he died. Yes. So you can see those two pictures when we come out. Oh no, the respect, they don't eat. For instance, in my community here, male don't eat snail. They don't eat snail. Male don't share tortoise with woman. If they are cooking it or boiling a tortoise, if males alone will eat, they will eat it. If the women alone, the women will eat it. They will not share together. It's a war for war something in those days. That of Olomu, generally, they have a crocodile. They don't eat crocodile. They believed that if on any Olomu mountain have to be associated with a capsized canoe, they will call that crocodile. They call it Inene. Inene, that is my mother.
Modern.
Mother. Inene, Inene, Inene. They say the crocodile will appear. He will step on the back. Will take him to the
The
shore.
offshore.
To the shore.
Sure.
So, so they don't eat it.
Yes.
If somebody eats it, the sign will be crocodile.
In your body.
Rashes all over his body. Rashes all over the face. Serious one. The chief priest in charge of this is Atakpere Olomu. And man has to go there for the chief priest to help to appease the god. And today I hear they charge so much, over about 400,000 or more,
That's all.
when somebody eats it and is attacked by the crocodile over his body. But with Christianity, many Olomu people don't eat crocodile. If you're a true Christian, it's a test for us. It's a test. I've eaten it. And I've eaten crocodile. If you're a true Christian, there was one man, the church leader in my community here, Anglican, used to go to the pond, kill this thing. On Sunday, we will prepare this soup of crocodile. After the service, he will say there's food at home. People who believe themselves, they follow him. And eat it. So if you are not, your faith is not strong and you dare eat it, and if you see it dead, you see as you are going, you moving, you see crocodile died on the floor there, you must cry. Like
Your mother don't die.
who lost his brother or father. And then you will get a white cloth to bury it. How to bury it? If not, this is crocodile. So that's what would happen in Olomu.
Okay.
Kind of death. This woman under pregnancy or during delivery happened to pass on. It's an abomination. In the Olomu kingdom. Such women who died with the baby, when such a thing happens, the people responsible in the community from different communities are invited. They go and carry the dead body in the night. You don't see them. You dare not see the people when they're doing it. They carry it to the bush. When they carry it to the bush, they throw it there, not bury it. Now they come back to the town. They will stay in the town for 7 days. In the night, when they are moving, sinking, you don't see them. People lock themselves inside their rooms, their houses. If you see them, they are in trouble. That is about a woman in that nation. Well, for the other person who confessed of so much wickedness and atrocities, confessed wickedness and atrocities committed against his fellow or her fellow people and died. Usually, the burial is mostly left for the family. Family people will just, we cannot allow the dead body to be there to disturb us. So we just find somewhere, bury it unceremoniously. That is what they do. And if in those days, if somebody found to be a witch, a woman found to be a witch, a man, a girl, or so on, usually they sell the person to a Jolam, sell the person to a Jolam, take her to a Jolam. She will not be allowed to remain with us here.
Slave trade.
It's not easy to go to a Jolam, not easy. Once you are in a Jolam, you go to river. I remember my father had a slave who stayed with us here. And when there was a time the slave went to the bush there, caught a tree, he took a canoe. He told my father, I want to go to Israel and go bring fish. We drew the canoe to Ogunane there, to the river. So we call the man Jifa. Jifa is the name. So when we want to go, my father said, all right, go and come and bring fish. And yes, he went, he never come back again. I cannot look for him.
Land of gold, no come back.
Thank you very much. Years ago, when the white man came, the missionaries in particular, they organized schools and they wanted people to send their children to school. Prominent people in those days, particularly the chiefs, warrant chiefs, were asked to bring children to school. But most of them refused and went to poor people,
Families.
families get their children to go to school. They said they're going to suffer. They whip the children.
Now so.
So then education was not recognized. It was given to poor people's children. Then as time progresses, the missionaries expanding. People get to have a dare to go to school. I told you my father had 21 children. I'm the last but one. I'm the only one that attended school. The only Christian son. And I went to school at the age of 20 years, primary school. Age of 20 years. Why? Well, famine. But one of my colleagues, young man, friends, was my mentor. Two of us lived in the same house. I was senior to him. He was going to school. That school at Opari mentioned was founded in 1930. The primary school at Opari, 1930. I went there with my father when they opened the school. But I did not go there until 1936, when I was 20 years. My friend here, when I go to a farm to cut this and that, will be going to school. His mother was the one who saw school children. Elsewhere, when she came home, he sent the son to school. The father did not support it. Because we didn't. Don't want people to go. They didn't want people to go to school. They think people go there to suffer. So it was. If we are to talk, do you say about today, what? Well, gradually the time changed. The time I went to school as a primary school, when I got there, they were saying, the students were saying, pupils were saying that what class is this teacher going to teach? Don't know, but later they put me in primary one. The man who were thinking is a teacher is not a...
From ABC.
And the first English word I learned was, you are called. You are called. That was during the Empire Day. With the big boys then, we carry the food that's going to be cooked for pupils. So I took it, when we went there, I was carrying this thing. Somebody said, they want me to say, you are called, you are called. I didn't understand. So that was the time. They had no love or no likeness for schools. But as time goes on, things change. And today, Olomu became, before people like from long ago, became a citadel of knowledge and education. That same school at Upari, primary school, had boarding facilities.
Yes.
The house, the classrooms were roofed with thatches, not to say. Teachers then were mostly from Igbo. And my first teacher was a Shekere man. I don't understand English. He doesn't understand the room. Look at it. So it is. So from that time, people come from Isoko to stay at Opale, come from Ijo. I have one Ijo man, one Thomas Duku from Ijo, this Western Ijo here. Where is it? We went to Bultu on the river. He was competing with me for first position. So it is. So, as time go on, people send their children to school. Olomu as well followed suit. And we have and great men and women of education. Although we had no secondary school, our men went to Onitsha and Port Harcourt, and Etona Grammar School. Others, DMGS, Dennis Memorial Grammar School, Onitsha. Hope Modern School, also in Calabar there. So this way our sons and Sunday attended. And as large as Olomu is, we had our first graduate in 1948 in the person of evangelist Jeremiah Moshesha, the great evangelist. That is his building there now, that house. His house. The day he came from abroad, it was wonderful, the reception. When he came to Lagos, Rumbo people in Lagos welcomed him. Ibadan welcomed him. Benin welcomed him. Warri, and then Ughelli. Then finally, my union, Olomu Patriotic Movement, which I formed in 1954. Then I was the headmaster. received him for the whole of Olomu people. We levied the people. They paid. We danced to go here from evening till morning, receiving our first graduates. So today we have vice chancellors. Our first vice chancellor was Professor Philip Kwame. He's from this place too. We have other people, and this time I think we should go to personalities. We have the late General Ejo from Olomu here, a great man. We have our President General, which you know, Rupo, UPU and Olomu Kubwe Union. Olomu is a tiger. And by education, Olomu was able to produce the first female ambassador in Uroboland. And that was my late daughter, Elizabeth, Ambassador Elizabeth Ogunde, the first female ambassador in Nigeria. Olomu produced her, but she's late down. In the time of Shagari government. So it is. We have so many doctors today, so many engineers, pastors, and so forth. We can't count them.
Yes.
So it is. You may live long. You may not live long, but it has good reputation. That is good death. The other one is bad death. People die in a way not expected. Somebody who dies in a motor accident is bad death. Somebody who died in fire conflagration is bad death. Somebody who drowned in the sea or water is bad death. A woman who died with a pregnancy is a bad death. These are bad deaths and so on.
Committing suicide.
Somebody who commits suicide is bad death. These people, bad death, are not buried in the community. Are buried just anyhow in the bush. In Olomu tradition. I've told you that of a woman with yes, but others, they can be carried to the bush, buried there. Nobody, few people, family people will follow. So this is one of the things that help people to live a normal, good life, so that when they will die, they will be honorably buried. Okay, that one goes. The circumcision was done in those days with pomp and pageantry. It was very great. You love to be a woman at those days. When they circumcised a woman, the whole town would be jubilating. The first women group will go and dance. They give gifts to them. Then the Ekpako, the elders, the when the youth have their own work. The whole day is meant for the circumcised lady. Then they construct a bed so high somewhere there. They call it a surobo. Then the woman will climb to the top to sleep there. For 3 months or so, she will not touch any work. She will not do any work. She will have a bridesmaids. Oh, very terrible. Everybody honors her.
Hey.
She doesn't do any labor in the community until after 5 months or so on. But today, all those things are no longer practiced. We don't talk about females' private parts so freely with us. You dare not to mention it. You dare not. So it's very sacred. But today they mention this thing and that. So that is about circumcision. We don't do it now. We do it, people who do it, they do it privately. Or sometimes as soon as the child is born, they do it in the hospital. So that's about the circumcision. Marriage, well, we have two types of marriage. One is ose, or friendship. The other one is real marriage. Well, if we go for that, we have three. One is Christian marriage. The other one is traditional marriage. There are processes to reach them. In those days, you have to approach the parents. They have to give the sanction before you do that. But today, women are so free, they do their own way. So it's a very elaborate thing. The process of getting married is very elaborate in Olomu Kingdom. So I think the time is fast spent now.
Yeah.
And we'll stop there.